Hi, this is Jane with Green Side Up. Today we are going to be reviewing and talking about Houseplant Soil 101. Choosing the right soil for the right plant and what will make your plants happy. You can see here that I have lots of different bags of soils. And each of these soils would be used for a different purpose. I also have plants, and not every plant is going to do well in every soil. I have before me a variety of plants. A cactus is not going to do as well in a soil that an orchid would like. And let me see what else. A little jade plant won't do well in the same kind of soil as a, well, regular green plant. This is a philodendron. It's very important that you choose the right kind of medium, the right kind of mixture of soil for the right plant. And we'll talk just a little bit about that. We're going to start with succulents. I have a cactus and succulent mix right here. So what kind of things would go into a cactus and succulent mix? Well, cactus and succulents. This kind of a mix is formulated for good drainage. It's probably got some sand in it. It's got perlite, sand, aged bark, and kelp, and probably some other stuff in it. So succulents, cactus will drain well. They're not going to stay too moist. Remember, with those kind of plants, you don't want their roots staying wet. And so a succulent cactus mix is an excellent choice for succulents and cactus. The next plant specifically that I'm going to talk about are orchids. Orchids like to have a very loose type of medium to grow in. They have air roots. They do well in pots that actually have holes in the pots on the sides, not just on the bottom. An orchid mix, such as this, has all kinds of good things that orchids like. For instance, this one has bark. It has charcoal. It's got perlite, which is going to help with drainage. So an orchid soil would be very good for an orchid, but of course not for a cactus. Another plant that people will say, I can't grow them, African violets. Oh, they're not that difficult. But again, you want to plant it into the proper kind of soil. So for instance, an African violet soil, this particular one, it says it has sphagnum moss in there, which serves as a reservoir for both the water and nutrients. So, an African violet soil will work for African violets. So that leaves us with some of our other kinds of plants, you know, the ones that have leaves, lots of foliage, some that require lots of water, like your ferns. What kind of soils do you use for those? Well, when I say just a regular potting soil, that's kind of what I mean. We have some different brands here. For instance, we have a brand, it's called Coast of Maine. What the Coast of Maine has in it is renewable product, I guess. It is specially blended. It's got coconut core, perlite, aged bark, some of the same types of things that you've heard in some of those other pots or other plant mixes. But this one is specifically made for, you know, houseplants. There are other types of products, soils that we also carry. For instance, we have our Fox Farm, the Happy Frog, and the Fox Farm Ocean Forest. Both of these are very good products. However, there are some plants that these may stay like too moist for the plant. On these particular, for instance, like a fern, you're going to want a fern planted in a medium that is going to, you know, maintain a little more moisture, because, you know, ferns dry out all the time and you're always watering them. So you'd like to at least get through a day or two without having to water them. So a soil that maintains its moisture would be a good choice for something like this. Some people like to do their own mix. We've got moss, perlite, sand, if that's what you choose to do. Listen, I hope that you have learned something from this video. Please leave your comments in the section below, and you can subscribe. Appreciate you watching us. This is Jane with Green Side Up. Bye-bye.